I really started life out as an architect. Both my parents are architects and I always thought architecture is what I wanted to do, which I did, and learnt a lot through going to uni and working in the field and working for leading Sydney architecture firms. I think over the years I sort of found my passion was really more about collaborating with the other consultancy teams and the multidisciplinary teams and really identifying problem solving. And so that shift into project management occurred where I was working closer with the developer or the client to realise the vision. One of the first projects I worked on was actually a boutique residential development in Surry Hills. This is 18 luxury apartments called Calibre on Cooper Street for the developer Icon Oceania. That project was sort of handed to me just after DA was issued, or development approval was achieved, and I managed that project right through tender and through construction and handover. I think the first skills that you learn is how to really push a project forward. The developers really engaged you to be that driving force to meet a timeline. So you really have to just keep being on the ball, keep wherever the project's up to, be it like finishing documentation or contractors getting on site and starting construction. You've got to be that person that's understanding where the roadblock might be and going there and taking that roadblock away. Early in the design coordination part, you've obviously got multidisciplinary teams. So you've got service engineers, you've got architects, you've got planning consultants, and they all have to come together to either work through all the documentation that's required to submit a development application, but also then to document that project into something that a contractor can build. As you get through to design finalization, those teams have to work together, and often you'll find that it can be that someone will design something in a silo and you have to make sure that item is coordinated with other services. With my background as an architect prior to coming into project management, I'm very familiar with all the planning constraints as well. So say, for example, on that Cooper Street project, a residential, it was a very small 330 square metre site, so every little bit of GFA mattered. So part of the design resolution for that project was actually identifying ways that circulation space could not be counted as part of the GFA. So having external lobby areas meant that any of those areas weren't counted, and it meant that your apartments could be larger and more area could be devoted to bigger and better apartments. The projects that I've worked on are usually large, and there's multiple people that work on these things to get it realized, from all the consultant team through to the contractors and all the subcontractors, all the builders that have to work together to do it. So from, the bricklayer right through to your architect. I think you get a sense of pride. I like the idea to transform the city that I live in into something that's better. So walking around and seeing what is achievable really is inspiring, and it makes me want to do the next project.